All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hopefully you're having a good week learning from home. Today you are working on scientific notation, so here are the answers for problems 79 through 82. For problem 79, you had to convert scientific notation into standard notation. Because the exponent is a negative, we make sure that this is getting a smaller value. We're dividing. So if I take my first factor, 8.0, negative 2 tells me I'm going to move my decimal point 2 places to the left. So I'm going to cross it off. I'm going to go 1, 2. It is now going to go there. Fill in with zeros. So this is equivalent to 800ths. And making sure we're labeling it millimeters. Okay. Problem number 80. We were looking at comparing two values. One that's written in scientific notation. One that is written as a percent. So in order to compare those, we either need to change them both into standard notation or both into scientific notation. So for this one, if I'm going to convert it into scientific notation, since this is a very small number, I need to convert it so that my first decimal or first digit in front of my decimal point is 1 or equal or greater or less than 10. So I want it to go after the 3 and then the 0.2. And I had to move that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places times 10 to the negative fifth, because I'm going to want it to go backwards or to make it smaller value. So the 3 and 2/10 times 10 to the negative fifth is what that would equal. Well, if I look here and compare these two, now they're both in standard notation. Even though 6 is larger than 3, negative 5 is closer to 0 than negative 7. So this value here will be greater. So being struck by lightning has a higher probability than winning the lottery ticket. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a bigger value. Being struck by lightning, greater chance than winning the lottery. Problem 81 gave us three values in scientific notation, asked us to put them in order of greatest to least. Once again, my initial or first factors are not going to be what I really want to concern myself with if I'm going to talk about how to put them in order of greatest to least. I'm going to look at my powers of 10. Negative 7, I'm thinking to myself, I know that this is going to be a division problem. We're dividing, making it a really small decimal answer. These are both positive exponents, so I'm going to say that this is going to be my smallest value. Now looking here, I've got a power of 10 to the 5th and power of 10 to the 17th. Well, 17 is greater than 5. I'm going to have a larger value here, so that means 5 is in the middle. So putting these in order, the largest one is going to be 7 1/10 times 10 to the 17th. That is going to be our solar system. The one in the middle is going to be 6 3/10 times 10 to the 5th. This is going to be our river. And our last one, our smallest value, is going to be our bacteria, which is 6 times 10 to the negative 7th. That is the smallest one. And our last problem here asks us to look closely at scientific notation to see if it is written correctly. So we talked about these factors last week. There were 4 things that had to be true if something is written in scientific notation. First value or first factor has to be equal or greater than 1. First factor also has to be less than 10. We have to use that x for a multiplication sign in between the two factors. And the last has to be a power of 10. So looking at those, A, 4 and 5100ths times 10 to the negative 7th. I see 4 is greater than 1, less than 10. We have the x, we have a power of 10. This one is correct. B, I see 0 and 7, 8, 9 times 10 to the 5th. First value is less than 1. It cannot be, so I need to cross that off. I'm going to need to move it, so it's going to be 7.89 times 10. Now, it was 10 to the 5th. I needed to move it one place, so I am going to make that now 10 to the 4th power, because I'm going to have to move my decimal point one less place than I had to move it originally. So this is not correct. C, 31 5/10 times 10 to the negative 2nd. Once again, I'm looking at my first factor. This is greater than 10, so it cannot be written correctly. So I'm going to cross it off, move my decimal. So 3.15 times 10. Now, I had to add in an extra decimal place. I'm going to need to move it one more place in order to get it back to its original. So this is going to be 10 to the 3rd power now. And then D, 3.008 times 10 to the negative eighth. First factor is greater than 1, less than 10. X for multiplication and a power of 10. This one is correct. Please make sure you're correcting your work to a level 4. Let me know if you have any questions.